You don't have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Cage Match. And what are we trying to do over here, Asylum?
We're trying to get Raider famous. I'm glad everyone gets to join us on our journey to become Raider famous. And in order to help us become Raider famous, go to our YouTube channel and like, share, subscribe, and you can become Raider famous with us. You said you knew us before we were even Raider famous.
Raider famous, we're just trying to be like everybody else, just Raider famous super fans out there trying to live that limelight, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. How you doing, Asylum? How you doing?
A day late, well, a day and a couple of hours late, but you know what? Promise we're going to be here weekly, and, we had some technical difficulties yesterday that did not allow us to get on. But we put it out there and said we'd be on today, and we made damn sure we were on today. We're like come rain, shine, snow, sleet. It don't matter what's going on. We'll get out there.
Yeah, like my old job FedEx. Content. Like my old job FedEx. Your package will get there when it gets there. Okay. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear no complaints. I don't want to hear nothing. Right. I'm not there no more, so I can say whatever I want to say. They can fire me all they want because I'm already quit.
You're fired.
I was fired, but then I came back, and then I quit and found a better job. So the only way you got to go out is you can't fire me, I quit.
Terms, right? You went out on your terms.
On my terms. Unlike other people that could not go out on their own terms, like Mike Shanahan in the 80s when he was Raider coach, or
Dennis Allen.
Lane Kiffin.
Hey, look. Hey, you know what's funny, though? We got games with names. We even have a firing with the name. The overhead projector firing.
The overhead projector, Lane Kiffin. And,
that's something special there. Everybody else has firings, but you know what? We have a firing with the name.
And we took it old school. We brought out the overhead projector. When you got to make the photocopies with the plastic sheet on top of the regular sheet.
That clear sheet with that magic pen that you can write on there and everything.
Exactly. We should do that. We should just start doing a show with an overhead projector. Because we want to be vintage, we want to be different, want to be vintage.
An homage to Al Davis.
And Al Davis's last in-season firing, Lane Kiffin. Not that we're trying to say anything, not that we're not trying to put any bad juju for any coaches out there that we have. But, it's a big topic, and we'll get to that later. But how about we talk about what happened? How do you feel after that loss? Like, it was just frustrating because we almost had it, and I don't know if we got slipped away, or a lot of us in the Bay Area, we couldn't watch it because the Niner game was on, and since we're not really winning, they're not going to play it out here in the Bay Area. So that was one of the things that I feared.
Here in Kansas, if you didn't have Sunday ticket, you weren't seeing shit. Only way they said CBS, you couldn't even get on the CBS app.
Yeah, and I hate that the phones it can track where your phone is at. Like, oh no, you're not in this location. We're not going to give it to you. And I had to listen to it on the radio, which I miss Greg Papa. I didn't really care for.
Raiders. Yeah, I miss that too.
I miss that. And Greg Papa, he'll paint the whole picture, He'll tell you, okay, we got Tim Brown. He's slotted to the right, alongside Jerry Rice, who's on this way, right, and then we have Jerry Porter on the opposite end, and he'll like draw out the whole, so you can picture the formation in your head. So I miss Greg Papa. I didn't really care for what's his name, Musburger.
Something like that. He doesn't have the energy that Papa had.
Yeah, and he was just like, and that's our jackpot Raiders. They just scored a touchdown, and yeah. So what am I doing again? But you got Horowitz, and he gets more excited. So I miss the excitement that must whatever his name is. Oh man, he didn't have it. I felt like he was trying to be that neutral because he's used to doing like college games, being that neutral commentator where you don't really pick a side, and it's like you are the Raiders broadcaster. You have to be like, go touch the Raiders, or and the Chiefs scored again.
He's running the 20, the 25, the 30.
My favorite Greg Papa call was Tim Brown's punt return against the Chiefs. That was like his first punt return after he got the job, after he was taking over the job when David Dunn, who remembers David Dunn, number 88, when he went and tried to go for that punt, and he went to try to dive forward, and he missed it, and it rolled, and it was against the Cardinals, and the Cardinals got the ball back, and I think this was an overtime, and they ended up scoring on a field goal. Back then, when a field goal will win the game, not like now. Back then, it was sudden death, and we lost that game. And David Dunn got cut. Tim Brown became the full-time punt returner after that, at the age of, I think he was 35, I think. So you had older Tim Brown, and it was a home game against the Chiefs. Tim Brown was back there.
That was an experience, yeah. Tim Brown.
But yeah, and the funny thing was, the first punt of that, so they punted to Tim Brown, and he was just a fair catch, just to catch the ball, sure hands, catch the ball. We'll start there. So he fair catch, caught the ball. There was a penalty against the Chiefs, so they had to do it again. The Raiders elected to do it again. And that was when they punted the ball. Tim Brown caught the ball, and he sort of running to his right. And I don't have the clip on here. I do have it. I do have the clip somewhere. But Tim Brown runs to the right, and you hear Greg Papa, and I have it memorized because I played it over and over again. Greg Papa goes, all right, Tim Brown, he goes, he's gonna return this one. He goes around to the 20, and then he goes 40, goes to the 40 of the Chiefs, goes to the 30, goes to the 10, and he goes touchdown Raiders, and you hear Tom Flores, old man Timmy, kind of like the old
man Willie.
Old man Willie that Bill King said in the Super Bowl.
The interception in the Super Bowl against the Vikings.
Super Bowl 11.
Old man Willie with the pick six.
Yeah, so it was fitting.
My favorite was that Harris run where they thought they downed the ball at the fucking goal line.
Yeah.
And then he snatched it up. And
Monday night.
That's just smart football right there. Look at him go. He's gone. That one there is just iconic.
That was Monday night, Christmas Eve. That was supposed to be the last. That everyone thought that was going to be the last game in Oakland, and they ended up having one more season. I was at that game. I had season tickets for that game. I called in sick because FedEx. I'm gonna say I don't care. I worked FedEx at the time, and that was during peak season, and they don't want you to call in sick. And I called in sick. I said, nah, you know what? I don't feel good. I don't feel good because I have Raider fever, and I need to go to the Coliseum. And yeah, so and it rained. It rained earlier that day. And then when the game started, it was clear. It was clear, and the Raiders won. And yeah, I remember that. But anyways,
that was a beautiful play there, though.
Yes, because the Broncos thought they downed it, and they just let it. They downed it, and then they let it go. They didn't like, huh?
They just let it go. Yeah, that's knowing football. They thought it was over. They touched it was over. No, not till that whistle blows. Play till that whistle blows.
Yeah, and that was considered a 99-yard punt return, right?
Yep.
All right.
Technically, it was like a 99 and fucking 9/8.
Almost 100 yards. It was right there. I mean,
it was right there. I mean, it was right there on the line. I mean, it would have been a hell of a fucking punt and for them to start, but they fucked up. He snatched up that ball and he was gone. They weren't going to catch him. Half the team was like, "What the fuck? Oh, we gotta go chase him."
Yeah, and just like you said, you play until the whistle is blown. So we lost to the Chargers.
We lost.
It wasn't good. Well, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
There was some pluses that came out of that game. There was some pluses. We were in the game.
Yeah.
And, there was a lot of negatives that were in that game. For one, we let a single defensive end / possible linebacker control the game for definitely the first half, if not, into the second half. I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to say his name. For Raiders, you can't say their names or nothing.
Former Raiders are not allowed to be acknowledged on Raiders shows. Yep, 24 to 17.
I mean, if you look at it, everything was close. We had more of the first downs. The third down efficiency, that really killed us. But every time we went for it on fourth down, we had more plays, more sacks allowed, more penalties and yards. The turnover game, we lost again. But, I mean, otherwise, it was a fairly even game.
Yeah.
It just came down to a bad play call,
At the end.
Looks like he channeled his inner Pete Carroll. He thought Marshawn was on the team, so, he had to go with his inner Pete Carroll.
Inner Pete Carroll. Run the ball. Okay, well, let's go into the highlights.
These highlights?
No.
Which highlights you talking about then?
I'll do it. These highlights.
Those the ones all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, I didn't
normally they're in order, but now one thing that I've heard a lot of people bitch and complain, saying, "Where was Wilson?" I saw Wilson around that ball a lot more this game. Right there, you just saw the tackle. Wilson was more involved. I think right here you're going to see him fold his offensive. Oh no! See here, he's getting double teamed. Still folds the second guy that hits him in half when he meets at Herbert. And even though he didn't get the sack, well, neither did Crosby because of Long's position. You want to call it that?
Lined up long outs off sides.
Right there. I mean, he was there that if it counted. I mean, Herbert had no way to step back.
Yeah, and I like that. I saw that in preseason that he can bull rush a guy. So when he starts to play comfortable, like he's on the sled.
He's starting to get more comfortable. He was there. You were seeing his number. When they're picking up the ball and the play ended, you were seeing him more at the ball more often this game than not. I think he was starting to get comfortable. As I kept saying, week 8. This is week 4. 4 more weeks, and we're going to see the Tyree Wilson that we drafted. I mean, it's slowly getting there. He's starting to react. He's starting to get more comfortable and realize I can push these offensive linemen around. I'm allowed to fold them in half.
Yeah, and then here we go with. See, this was a close one. Right there, knee down was a close one. But you know what? It's fine because the next play.
Kind of shit we need. That was a hard run right there. That was good positive yardage right here. Helped get O'Connell his first touchdown. No pass.
Rushing touchdown.
He did it by himself.
Rushing touchdown. And it looks like that slowly it looks like that Jacobs is getting his legs back.
Yes,
And here, look at this. Hold on, look at this. Look at that. The Khalil Mack to their sideline.
I could do it too.
Yeah.
Too bad he didn't have as many as Khalil. I mean, Khalil walked into the game with 0, and this here sucked. I mean, watching Adams,
yeah,
go down like that. But I got to give respect here to the Chargers players. They at least checked on him, like other players who went headhunting and shit like that, and decided they wanted to dance instead of making sure that what was going on. So I got a little respect for that. But
we're talking to you, Jackson from the Broncos, safety.
I wish I'd seen a little bit more. Like right here, this fumble. We had offensive linemen that could have possibly fallen on that ball.
Illuminor needs to get switched out.
I won't disagree with that. We'll talk about this later. I mean, right now we don't know why he hit him like that. As far as we know, Herbert was talking about his mama right before that.
Yeah, he's all like.
We don't know the backstory on why he did this. I mean, he's a former Charger.
So
maybe there's some history here. Maybe he don't like the way he was looking at his mama at fucking, Charger events and shit. So, he said, leave my mama out your mouth. Who knows?
I mean,
we'll talk about later, but honestly, I don't think he deserved to be ejected.
No, yeah, like you said earlier, we got safeties that be getting that on other teams in our division that be knocking out guys intentionally. He didn't even. I mean, he pushed him out of bounds. He was out of bounds, but he didn't.
But not as far as out of bounds as the announcer's trying to make it sound like he was fucking clear on the other side of the white and shit.
Yeah, and he didn't
put out of bounds and then go.
And he didn't helmet crack him. He just shoved him out of bounds.
I'll take the penalty because I'll say it's a penalty, but he did not deserve to get ejected. He did not deserve it.
And here's another strip sack credited to Khalil Mack. Yeah. Which caused
that he was stopped. He never went over. He never went over and they gave him the touchdown anyways. I'm calling bullshit on that call. I'm calling it now. But good thing I was seeing out of O'Connor, none of this bothered him. Look, I mean, he's still trying to go deep, even though that was a flag for pass interference, which I saw 3 other times against the Raiders that never get called, but we'll talk about that later too, when we get to the refs section of this fucking show. I mean, how are you going to call pass interference when he's in triple coverage?
Yeah, and it's like you got 3 guys on, and they never call that. They never call that when one receiver against 3 DBs, and that was a good pass, and that was a good catch that Myers had concentration.
Yeah,
and that goes to show. I will say that goes to show how strong his arm is.
Oh, but he started showing. Okay, realizing he needed to hold on to the ball. I mean, he still had 7. He got sacked 7 times in this game.
Yeah.
And he realized I need a little bit better ball control. And he learned it by, I mean, it wasn't the whole game he just kept fumbling the ball. He saw what was going on. And, okay, why didn't 3 Chargers get ejected for this fucking play?
Yeah, when did this become the old school XFL that we all were taught? The McMahon.
I mean, come on. That's clearly. I mean, why wasn't there 3 ejections right there? Because he wasn't a fucking quarterback. Fuck that bullshit.
Quarterback-driven league.
You know what? Somebody stepped on his fingers, so it's okay.
There's the interception by Morrig.
That technically wasn't even a crackback block because he hit him, sideways, but he still hit him in the front of the damn shoulder if you look at it.
I mean,
so,
even
Spillane
was backwards. He was, yeah. He was in front of him. He was in front of the shoulder.
But we get
this is where he messed up his finger.
He gets his finger hurt.
Yeah. Got that middle ET finger going on.
Possibly it happened in Max Crosby's face mask, which I told you that thing was going to be a beast to start breaking fingers.
And there he goes again. Speaking of Max Crosby.
And he did the Cleo Mac again. But I seeing O'Connell there, everything that happened to him. How many rookie quarterbacks going to get sacked 7 times and still stand in a collapsing pocket and throw the fucking ball with poise?
And this was towards the end of it. It wasn't the last drive. It was the second to last drive. But he's getting them down the field with his arm. This is what we like to see.
I think helped open up the run because this is when we started being able to run the ball.
One of my keys a couple of weeks ago.
You know what? Yeah, you said it. Open up the pass to open up the run. We started being able to throw the ball, and all of a sudden, it didn't matter if it was Jacobs, if it was Zamir White. They both were breaking off runs. And technically, that was a touchdown. This shouldn't fucking happen right here. Touchdown. That's a touchdown.
We ended up getting it right here with Jacobs getting in the middle.
Time off the fucking clock. And in all reality, Adams and O'Connell deserve that fucking touchdown.
I miss Zach Crockett.
More that line than fucking Jacobs did, and they gave Jacobs the fucking touchdown. Now we have poor tackling. I will say that much. There was many times we had Herbert, the running back, whoever, in the back and couldn't tackle shit. Here we had a 4th down stop.
Yes.
Our defense doing what they needed to do, even though we'll talk about this later. But I think there's a certain person on the defense that needs to be put on the bench right now.
And that's not they've been doing that early in this season where they've been stopping those 4th down 1 yard gains.
Getting off the field when they need to get off the field. You can't play the defense in this game. Other than the poor tackling, I will fucking give that 100%.
And right here is the poor play call that ended the game right after this right here. There goes O'Connell's wife right there. To the left. So yeah, he threw that ball right there, and it was like 2:38 left in the game. We had first down,
33 or some shit. Yeah.
Everything was. We had timeouts. We had the 2-minute warning coming up. We could have ran the ball here, but McDaniels chose. Yeah, McDaniels chose to let's throw the ball, and ended the game.
And then right here, Asante actually helps us by going down like that.
So
that was laziness right there on Samuel's part. Run it back, play till the whistle fucking blows. He drops down right there, and really, what the defense is not getting credit for until the last pass of the game, before they started kneeling down and shit, that 50-yard pass. The Chargers were held to 46 fucking yards for a half. No points, 46 yards for a half. The defense came out and in the second half did everything they needed to do.
Well, despite the 7 sacks, the 3 fumbles, the 2 recovered by the defense.
You mean all these right here?
All of those. Well, let's not play those yet. That's for later.
Oh, that's for later.
What?
You got
Sorry.
I don't know anymore.
Despite what happened, are you still content with the fact that they started O'Connell over Hoyer?
Or Hoyer, Meyer. I'm about to say, yeah.
One of them Patriots.
I am content. We got to see O'Connell struggle. Like we were talking about earlier. How many quarterbacks rookie quarterbacks, we'll go rookie quarterbacks, first start, stay as poised as he did after getting sacked 7 times, after fumbling the ball as many times as he did?
Well, the only rookie quarterback this season that's doing good is C.J. Stroud with the Houston Texans. He's the only one that's doing good. All the other first rounders that got picked, they're struggling. Richardson is okay, but this is O'Connell is a 4th round, right? 4th round.
4th round, yes.
4th round, and it's like I know a lot of people, they were happy to see him go out there, and then after that performance, a lot of folks, they were like, well, we need to just tank and go after Caleb Williams. But I mean, he didn't do bad.
No, he did. He brought us back into the game, and if it wasn't for that damn play call there at the end,
yeah,
we could have had a tie game. He brought us back. He stayed poised. And we can bring up where the fuck is that stat? Let's go ahead and bring it up here because I want to talk about some of the where'd it go? Damn it, what stat is it?
But yeah,
this right here. Right here. We talked about spreading the ball out. Now I'd like to see it a little bit more, but he spread the ball. We got how many different people caught the ball? We need Renfro with more than 2, but he spread out the ball.
And he had his outlet, well, Jacobs, his safety outlet. He had more yards after the catch, or more
even
yards on.
Even an acrobatic fucking catch.
Yeah.
This is what we were talking about. This is what happens when you can spread around the ball. Defense did its job, especially in the second half. We started spreading around the ball, which allowed Jacobs to start running the ball.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the Chargers defense didn't know what to do. If it wasn't for Mac, O'Connell would have tore apart that defense.
Well, if it wasn't for Illuminor, Mac.
Well, okay, but then, you know what? I know we don't have it, but the talk about we had plans. Multiple people were supposed to be blocking Mac. All this, that, the other. Mac was on the field for 62 snaps or 67 snaps, and 2 snaps he had more than one person on him. You can't do that. I mean, you got to give him his credit in that, and you have to. I mean, we saw fucking them doing it to Crosby and Wilson. We saw Wilson getting double fucking teamed. A chip block here, there. You have to do that with Mac. I mean, it's just, Mac may not be the beast he was. Maybe he still is. I mean, after this game, that was a hell of a performance. But you still have to respect him. You still have to respect him enough. Just because Bosa ain't in there does not mean shit. You still have to hit block, put that second guy on him. Make sure he's getting hit more than one person.
And the fact that Mac, who was their only strong defensive lineman out there, was getting free, was getting, they didn't occupy him enough. They didn't put more guys on there. And then you have other other offenses game planning against only, I'm trying to talk all these words, against Crosby, where they phase him out. And it's like, it's a copycat league. How about you go and watch what they're doing and seeing what they're doing, McDaniels, and maybe do the same thing when you're going against guys like T.J. Watt from 2 weeks ago, and Mac this past week. I don't know if the Green Bay Packers have any pass rushers like that, but adjust. Put a guy over there, chip him off, have a tight end, have Mayer block him in because it's within the 5 yards, block him in and then come out, chip block and then go out for a pass. But they were like, they just kind of had a guy run past him.
Jacob chip blocking, not just doing the blitz, but Jacob's going out and chip blocking before going out for his route. I mean, there's so many possibilities. Give your quarterback. Now, granted, people talked about O'Connell holding the ball a little too long, and there was some plays, yes, I might have seen that, but at the same time, give your rookie who's starting for the first time a chance to get his reads.
Yeah.
If you give him the time. I mean, how many times did he step up in a collapsing pocket and still deliver that ball on a dime?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what a lot of people were looking for when they seen O'Connell. I don't know if they thought, preseason, he's not going against the number one starters.
Everyone said
But
we lost this game anyways before O'Connell was even named the starter.
yeah, but I'm saying is that this was, if we won the game, yes, that would have been, we all want to win the game. But this was more like, let's see what we have.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we were going against Mac, and he has extra motivation because it's the team that traded him away. But
Well, I don't know about all that. Remember, he wanted to leave the team. There's a little bit of difference there. It
no,
wasn't
yeah,
like he wanted to stay and he got traded, and now he's got that. Yeah, there's a little bit of that revenge thing in there because it's a team he played for, but he wanted to leave. He wanted out, and he was willing to sit out a whole season in order to get what he wanted.
he probably felt like, well, that's not my buddy back there, Derek Carr. For it's a different kind of four. So I'll go hard this time.
He did make a comment about that.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense because we're going ahead. We're going ahead. So, anyways, we're going too far into the show. And that's what happens over here. We just start talking about Raider stuff. That's what we do, tailgate style. But
Tailgate style. There you go.
so seeing O'Connell out there, so we both agree that we're glad that they had started him over Hoyer because there's nothing. I know it's still.
This week.
Yeah, and there's a possibility that it could happen.
I want to see him for another 2-3 weeks here. Even if Garoppolo's healthy, it's always good to have your starter, right? Since the situation's going, let's see what we got. Let's see how he bounces back. Let's see how he's learned off this first fucking game.
Yeah, and that's a good like let's see, like you said, let's see how he comes back. He already seen what he watching film, what he could have done better, what he could have did here and there, whatever. A more pocket awareness. So it'd be nice. Let's see how he does.
Progression a little faster, yeah.
Yeah, let's see how he does after having his first full NFL game under his belt. Let's see how he responds back.
See if he got a little chip on his shoulder, knowing he could play better than what he did.
Yeah. And for someone who has always been a underdog because he was a walk-on to Purdue, it's probably good motivation. Like, okay, I didn't play that well, but let me come back this game and let me light it up. Where's his stats? Boom.
And he's healthy, and he's just not cutting it. Then bring Jimmy in. I mean, these stats, other than the interception and the TD's wrong. Well, technically the TD's wrong. He had a TD.
Yeah, well, that's a passing. I got it right here.
TDs count. No, fuck that. TDs count whether you rush it or not. That's to be a win right there.
TDs count.
The interceptions and the fumbles, and I'm gonna, they happened. It went. I thought he did. He did. Those are decent numbers right there.
Yeah. 238.
It wasn't garbage time numbers, and he was just getting, all these things because, the lead was so big and they were just playing prevent defense and everything like that. These were hard-earned numbers. And I've even heard comments of from other people, professionals in the business and everything, saying that O'Connell has a better understanding of the offense than even Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, and Jimmy Garoppolo, he came from the Shanahan. Well, he started with the McDaniels, but he did play under Shanahan for the last 6
years, something like that.
6 years. So, I mean, even though you still got to come back and try to remember all the terminology that McDaniels has, and then, the playbook most likely evolved throughout the years as offenses are getting better, defenses are getting better to counter, so offenses have to try to adapt and evolve to be better than the defense. So, of course, the playbook is probably more more detailed. So
but you got the rookie coming out understanding it better than a starter. Let's see how well he understands it. Let's
Yeah.
see if he could improve. I mean, you take away that there. He was sacked 7 times, 6 times by Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack took over that game.
Yeah.
Let's see what he could do when he's not having that kind of pressure on him. Let's see if he's the quarterback that we saw in preseason and could help, spread the ball around. Again, I like to see Hunter Renfrow, and I'm starting to believe it ain't the quarterback's choice. It's McDaniels on why Hunter Renfrow is not being used as much.
Yeah. I mean, Devontae is still getting fed. We only had
He's
8
always gonna get
receptions.
paid. He's
Well,
always
yeah.
gonna get paid.
He only had 8 receptions. He did leave the second quarter with that shoulder injury, and I think he's listed as questionable. But if he can come back and play, starting the second quarter, the second half, I know he's probably more sore after the game. That's all full adrenaline. Come back into the game, but unless there's something like structural or tendon damage or anything.
Well, he didn't practice today. He got some rest.
He's gonna play. He's not gonna come out.
Even the announcer said, "I didn't know if he could lift his arm." They ain't using him. Is he a decoy? And then he come out and started getting pass after pass. He was. If he's out the game, he's hurt.
Yeah.
This is one of those things. I'm going to go play this game. I'm out there to help my team win. And, to me, this is backing up his words that I heard later on in the week of him wanting to be a Raider for a long term. Because if he didn't want to be a Raider and wanted to be traded, he would have sat out the rest of the game.
Yeah.
He would have sat out the rest of that game just to help protect himself so he could play for the new team.
Yes.
No, he came out and said, fuck this, put me on the field, and probably even said, throw me the damn ball. I think it's funny. Last week, everyone was talking about Devontae wants to be traded. All this, he doesn't want to be the Raider anymore. And I said, wait till he plays with Aiden O'Connell, and he's going to change his mind. Now we're hearing he plays with them, loses. O'Connell didn't have his greatest game, and now we're hearing, he's always going to. His plan was to be a Raider long term.
And I mean, so one thing I noticed with O'Connell is that even though he got sacked all them times, he didn't have happy feet back there in the pocket. He still got up, did his reads, and I know he has to have more pocket awareness, but you didn't see fear. You didn't see him like the tendencies of let me rush his throw because I know I'm going to I'm not saying that Garoppolo had that.
Or the patter of feet of just going because the pocket was collapsing. He set his feet, stepped into the throw, whether it was somebody falling into him, whatever it was. He never once backed down from his responsibility, and he never looked shook.
He just got up and said, all right, I got hit, I got sacked, fumbled, whatever, came back like you're supposed to do in sports, short memory. Okay, never happened.
Yeah, short memory. Just shake it off. It happened. It is what it is. It's in the past. Move on. Let's make the next play.
And you're saying, the running game is slowly coming back. I just think it's all a timing issue. I do believe that we need to have better designed runs. I think when you're going to have Jacobs back there, that will make a team come up more into the box because they want to stop Jacob. That they know that has been our more consistent offensive weapon. And teams are going to come up and try to stop that. So with O'Connell, opening up the passing game, as we saw earlier in the last the receiving stats, the offensive stats, Josh Jacobs had 81 yards on 8 catches.
Damn, 81 catches only on 69 plays? Damn, that's pretty damn good.
It's what we do, Raider Nation. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
This big, I swear.
But we need to have more running backs involved. Zamir White, I feel, needs more touches just to kind of keep the offense not as predictable. If they can
Yeah,
see that Zamir White
I
can run
agree.
the ball too,
Or more screen
then
passes, to the running backs, just because they're in
yeah,
there. Jacob. I mean, it proved it here, and I think it helped. Jacobs was more effective in the passing game.
hmm
Oh, they're not doing it now. He's wide open, and I mean, I believe he had a 19-yard pass catch. Catch and run. One he batted up in the air because he damn near missed it and still was able to get it and run. Run for the first down.
yeah,
Uh, predictability, and that's what we are on offense right now. We've been predictable, and I think with O'Connell, it changes because we got a guy who could throw every ball. So now those safeties got to respect. They can't just come in because we got too many pass catchers that can get behind the linebackers, behind the DBs.
yeah.
And it's not, well, it's 35 yards. We don't have to worry about it. Oh, shit. He's behind me. I hope he don't get thrown the ball.
Yeah, and that's what he showed. He showed that he can go and throw the ball downfield. You saw
Accurately. He
yeah.
did have one overthrow that I could recall. Maybe he had two, but
his only I guess the one thing we noticed is that he was throwing behind a lot of the receivers on crossing routes.
yes.
So of course he's gonna
But
work on that.
That could be also because of everything that was going on around him. He couldn't
Yeah.
find his, step into it where he could get it in front of him because now there was a player there, so he's just trying to strong arm it to the receiver.
Or it could be just a timing issue, getting used to, throwing to these receivers, the starters, the Devontaes.
Speed of the receivers, that he's not used to throwing to.
Okay, so we're just not talking about the offensive struggles being predictable, inconsistencies. With the offensive inconsistencies, is the defense becoming a better unit of the two? Because we always talk about if we had a defense, we can do some things, but it seems like the defense is being able to build on the last game. They had that one bad game against the Bills, and it is the Bills, and they've been doing that to other teams after they played us. So it wasn't like just some fluke or whatever. Yeah, and they've been getting better after that performance. So it looks like our defense is carrying our team. Are they the better unit between the offense and between the two offense and defense? We can't do special teams because we got two special teams. We have our two Pro Bowlers, Carlson and I'm forgetting the punter's name, and AJ Cole. So we're gonna phase them out because that's always been our strong suit for the last 20 years is special teams. We always had at least one a Pro Bowler, and it was either the kicker or the punter. Kind of sad.
Or the last tandem we had, which was Leckler and Janikowski.
Yeah,
that was the best tandem we had, and now we might have the new best tandem. We'll have to see how this goes. But I'm gonna have to say right now, yeah, they're the better unit because they're making adjustments in the game.
Yeah.
Now that goddamn, what's the defensive coordinator's name?
Patrick Graham.
Thank you, Patrick Graham. Now that he went back up top and is watching the games up top after that Bills game where he was watching it down on the sidelines, whatever it is that he's seeing, however it's different.
And a higher view.
And being able to see more, but he's making the adjustments.
Yeah.
He's making other than I think it's time. Marcus Peters, I'm starting to say I'm disappointed in him. I think he needs to be sitting his ass on the bench right now. He's been out of position, trying to ball hawk too much and costing us too much in shit because he's not in where he needs to be. Jacorian Bennett is starting to play better than Marcus Peters, in my opinion. And I think it's time to, I'm starting to feel he needs to be set. That being said, they're making adjustments. McDaniels is trying to do the same bullshit over and over and over and not making that adjustment. The running game ain't working. Fine, let's start fucking passing the ball. Let's dink and dunk. You know, I mean, it worked. How many times did we throw the ball 5 yards and our receivers, running back, whoever caught the ball, turn around and make it an 11-yard game, make it a 9-yard game? You know, let them do what they needed to do. They were open, get them the ball, bam. Then we could go back to, okay, let's try handing it off again because, you know, Joe Jacobs is in there. Is he going to get the pass? Oh, they're not going to hand it off to him. Oh, shit, they did. Now we got to respond to this.
What do you want to do? The bad plays or the good plays of the defense?
Of defense? Let's start with the bad.
I'll let you choose. I'll let you play.
I got to fucking... Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Hold on, my bad. No wonder I can't find what the fuck I'm looking for. We'll start here. And it starts with poor tackling. It really does. I mean, he had a complete lane, and it wasn't even a straight lane. It was a zigzag lane, but he had a complete open lane. This, if I remember correctly, was the first play of the game.
And, you know, you got to have people, you know, the A gap, B gap, you got to have containment. And he was able, that looked like a highway he ran through. And then he went across the field. You know, the linebackers need to step up too. I know Spillane had a good game in the first game, but he's been like off and on lately.
Yeah, but I mean, here, that was 2 missed tackles right there for short yardage. You know, I like seeing Bennett go after the damn ball. I mean, that was nice.
Yeah, try to smack it out.
You know, here you go. I mean, you know.
That right there, you got to wrap and take him down, Spillane. I mean,
you know, and even Herbert, you know, not getting him to the ground. And I know he's hard to get to the ground. You know, he's a bigger right there. And I guarantee that's because of Tillery, that Tillery ejection. When Diablo had him and he thought, and that was a hell of a catch, by the way. That was a catch. I'm not going to fucking argue it. But, you know, he thought he threw the ball. You know, he's afraid to take him to the ground. He ejected too. But it's still to the point. There was poor wrap up. There was poor tackling, especially throughout that first quarter. You know, granted, they got better in the second half. I'm sorry. But that first half, I mean, you know, they had great field position because of the turnovers. You know, defense was on the field a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things you could put in there, you know, as excuses. But when you're not tackling and allowing them to get those big yardage, you know, what can you do? I mean, you have to wrap them up. You have to swarm to the ball and not give them the opportunity to have a highway to run down and run for 50 fucking yards, especially on the first play.
Yeah. And for them to start off that way and just slicing through our defense.
Like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah. Well, let me
Makes
move
me
these
want
things
fucking
around.
tortillas watching that shit.
Well, let's look at the good highlights. Let's look at the good highlights. As you can see right here. Stopping them behind the line of scrimmage. We've been doing that more often.
Right,
look at the rookie.
Who's that right there? That's the rookie.
That's the rookie.
I said week 8. He's starting to fucking get there because I saw him around the ball a lot, especially in that second half.
You just gotta let him build his confidence.
You know, here we showed this.
And look, he folded him back like he looked like Garoppolo the way he pushed him back on that one, like a lawn chair. Look at that little Robertson. You know, it was good to see him because I know he's been inactive the last couple of games with the injury to
Max Crosby being Max Crosby. Sorry. Yeah, he's been inactive the last few games.
Yeah, he started for well, not started for, but he came in with Hobbs being out.
Hobbs came back in though.
No, Hobbs was. I think he was out in this game. No, I don't think he.
Hobbs went out with some kind of an injury and ended up coming back in. He did end up coming back in.
I thought he was inactive in this game. A starting DB was inactive, and that's what got Robertson up in the starting lineup, or at least gave him a lot of playing time.
That was nice to see. Max Crosby untouched.
Yeah. We need to have him get 7 sacks, like you said earlier.
In a game.
And here's that one stoppage.
To do that, most quarterbacks get that. And that defense just straight stood him up.
Yeah. And he's a strong quarterback, too.
Look right here. He lost yardage on that play.
Yeah.
He lost maybe half. That's what you need to see out of the defense. And that's why the defense, I think, is the better side of the ball right now, is they made adjustments. And never, as much as they were on the field in that first half, they could have come out in that second half gassed. Still.
Yeah.
And still came out and held them to 46. I want to say it was 46 yards, total yards. We're talking about total yards, not passing, not running. Total yards for a half. Kept us in that game. This could easily been another Bills game.
Yeah. And being that, Herbert can't throw the ball around like a Josh Allen. He could run the ball. He could use his legs like a Josh Allen. The Raiders were able to keep him. He had some good plays, but overall, they kept them contained.
And we finally got a turnover.
First interception of the season for the whole unit. Trayvon Merrick with the club hand.
Yep, with the club, exactly.
And he almost had one earlier.
And so did Marcus Peters. Almost. I'm getting tired. Almost. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
I'm still mad that pick 6 he dropped against the Steelers. That would have fired up the 30% Raider fans in our own stadium, but whatever.
Are we going to see a lot of cheeseheads this Monday?
I don't want to say most likely. I will hope that we got, it's a Monday night. It's a second straight primetime game in the stadium, but I don't know. They're not doing all that great either. Well, what are they, like 2-2? I think they're 2-2 now. So, but I don't know. I don't like to think about that. The fact that our home games are away games.
When we go show the schedule again, I think we have I know this, the homer in me, I guess, whatever. I think we have a chance to start getting a run of wins here, though, starting with this game.
Yeah. When we show the highlights later, the Packers look beatable. Jordan Love coming in his first year starting, I think after sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for 4 years.
4 years, I think it's 4 years, yeah.
He's in his 5th year starting, and he looked good in his first game, but I don't know if that pressure of having to be the next guy, because you had Favre, and then Aaron Rodgers came in, and there was no drop-off in the quarterback position, and now being, that guy to follow those two, I don't know. But
I don't know, and I think we're on the defense here. We're starting to see players step up and help out Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Now, there is a certain player that has been recently released from a AFC West opponent that I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing us pick up to pair with Crosby to replace Chandler Jones,
who's been released,
who has officially been released by the Raiders.
Not because of mental issues, but because he got arrested. There's your loophole.
With cause.
With cause. Get the projector out.
Yeah, I bet you I could find one too. But
Go to your local marketplace on Facebook. We need a projector.
okay, go to your local fucking school. I bet you they still got one.
Yeah, over here where I live, my elementary school, I'm pretty sure they still do the projectors. Like, we can't afford that. Just do what we did for the last 40 years.
But you know that might be somebody who can come in and maybe help take the pressure off of Crosby, possibly.
Yep.
I mean, you know, he don't need to be the best. He just needs to be effective.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see other people, Tillery, Bilal, Wilson. I mean, I'm gonna throw him in this list. You know, I saw some improvement in this game. And it's just going to help Max get those sacks. It's going to help Max when he's being disruptive for going. We were still in that backfield. We just couldn't get the damn tackles.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, we're not there yet, but it's as positive. It's a positive sign to show that we can get in there. We can get into the backfield, whether it's a DB blitzing or the defensive lineman pushing the guys back, because we didn't really have that the last couple of years. So it looks like we're building something on defense that will keep us in the games.
They're starting to come together. They're starting to have some cohesion and work together as a unit.
Hello, Anna.
And, hi, Anna. You know, as a unit and everything. And that's a plus. We need to see it out of the offense. And I think it will happen. I want to see O'Connell in another game. You know, I don't want to wish anything, but it's almost one of those Jimmy stuck in the last stage of concussion protocol, and give me one more week at least. I want my quarterback controversy. Fuck it. I want it. I say it now.
We already had a defensive end controversy with whatever's going on with that. You know, we got coaches on hot seats. Let's just throw everything. Let's just be 2023 be the most hectic season. Let's make it interesting. You know, we got fans in our stadium that is not wearing Raider gear, just random gear. Let's just have it all.
A running back controversy, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of all that, let's go into the next one. Quarter of the season done. How do you feel about this team? I mean, did we show? I asked this question. The question was last week. Is this a what you see is what you get after 4 games? Quarter of the season, we're 1-3. Defense is getting better, like we were just saying, but the offense has been inconsistent. I mean, what do you think?
I don't think it's what we see is what we get quite yet. Yes, we're headed that route. And it's really the offense is why we're headed, is what we're seeing and heading that way. The defense is stepping up. We have potential. We're seeing all this potential. Let's see what we got. If Aiden O'Connell could come in and spark the offense, then let's fucking have it. We're not at that moment in the season where everything is over. 1-3 looks bleak. Yes, 1-3 to make playoffs, makes everything fucking harder. I'm not even saying let's, playoffs shit like that. But let's scare some fucking teams. I think we can still scare some teams. We could not be that, it's an automatic fucking win. I think right now we're a 1-point underdog in our own stadium on Monday fucking night.
Well, we used to own Monday night, but I think we lost that a couple years back.
A couple?
A couple decades back. I don't know. But I mean, okay, so passing, ranked 15. If you look at Miami, has all the lead. Well, we see it with 70 points against the Broncos. That's gonna pad your stats. It's gonna pad your stats a little bit right there.
I mean, that one there just stats that whole fucking thing. Points, rushing, first downs. I mean, 70 points they scored on every fucking down. Even their defense was scoring. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, the one stat on here that we all are a little confused about is our rushing. after having the rushing leader of last year. We are last in the league in rushing yards. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think he started. I believe Josh Jacobs started a little slow last year too, and picked it up as the season went along. But I did not expect coming in. I mean, maybe in the middle of pack like our passing and our receiving, but to be last after the whole holdout and everything. I'm not trying to blame Josh Jacobs, but I know that's a factor.
I'll
Not
put a
being
little bit of
back.
blames on Josh Jacobs. I'll put it there.
Yeah,
I'll admit, at the start, watching the beginning part of this game, all I was thinking about is who needs to get fired, the offensive line coach or the fucking running back coach.
yeah. Or
I, I
does
was
some?
thinking that.
What if it's a case? And I felt like this with Gruden. I loved Gruden as a head coach, but I felt like sometimes maybe he should have delegated the passing. I mean the play calling to another person because I felt like though he had a lot of good plays, sometimes he can get conservative. With Josh McDaniels, I don't know. I feel like he's just there's, like we said it, we keep saying it on the show. There's a difference between being an offensive coordinator and just focusing on the offense, and you're free. You're free to okay, on this play I'm gonna do this, and then after this I'm gonna do this and this and this, and then compared to a head coach, which you
McDaniel
have
seems
to.
like he wants to go for fucking 25 yards every damn time.
I,
On
it,
first
it's
down, it doesn't matter. He just wants to go for that big play.
you see, it's like so like let's compare. Like with Gruden, you knew that Gruden wanted to control the play clock. He wanted to control the possession and run the ball as much as he can to kill the clock. And sometimes he did it a little bit too early in the games where we start to play like a prevent offense where we're trying to, control. Let's run the ball. We got a good lead in the second quarter going into the second half. Let's try to kill the clock now when we should still be trying to add more points, put the foot in the throat, like just put away teams. We don't have to worry about them coming back. I don't know, like McDaniels as a head coach calling plays, I don't know what he's doing because it's like it changes. Like, for example, this the last play of the game. Last week we were talking about why didn't you go for well, not last week, but against the Steelers, we were talking about why didn't you go for it on fourth down? Uh,
Why'd you go for the
even
field
if
goal?
we don't, yeah, even if we don't get it, we'll put them back, out there on their goal line, so they have a longer ways to try to do anything with the ball. But then in this game, with 238 left in the game, and we're right there within, inside the 10, or around the inside the inside the five, and you go for a pass play. You roll them out, yeah, but you go for a pass play when you could have ran the ball. You could have controlled the clock still. You had your timeouts. You had the 2-minute warning. You had a first down. You only had 5 yards to do. What's wrong with the trying to run it up the middle? What's wrong with doing that? But you want to
Okay,
put the game in his hands.
even a quarterback sneak when O'Connell fucking did it at the 1 yard line, he was 3 yards deep in the end zone. He could have made that fucking run.
Yeah,
He got the touchdown.
and that's what's like. It's confusing. Like what are you trying to do? Because it's confusing. Like I don't understand where he's like I said, I knew what Gruden was trying to do. He was trying to control the clock, so he's gonna rely on his running backs a lot, and if not, short passes or whatever. But I can't figure out McDaniels' tendencies because he's inconsistent with his play calling, and that's what
It's still
causes
predictable.
yeah, and that's why a lot of a lot of Raider Nation they're calling for his head. Do you think that McDaniels? We're gonna get to it. Do you think that McDaniels? Do you think that his seat is getting hotter by the game? Each game or by each play.
No, Right now we're stuck with McDaniels for this fucking season. Plain and simple. It ain't happening. As much as everybody wants it, we're not getting rid of McDaniels in the middle of the season, at the end of the season. We're stuck with him until game 17.
Well, Raider Nation has a different opinion. You want to play that clip? They're saying fire him, and he's saying smarten up. Just
use your head. Use your head. Smarten up.
Use your head. Let's go back in time and look at what we've had coaching wise in the last 25 years ish. 25 years. John Gruden came in, and you know, if we want to go before that, let's say when they moved back to Oakland, the 2 first years they had with Mike White, both 8-8 seasons. In fact, Mike White, his first season as coach, they had relieved Art Shell in the 94 season before they moved back to Oakland. I know my history. And they had Mike White, and Mike White started 8-2 and then lost the rest of the year 8-8. Second year 8-8. Joe Bugle 4-12. So they bring in John Gruden. John Gruden had a winning record, but we all know what happened after the snow game. John Gruden gets traded away to the Buccaneers.
Oh, funny how we get fucked by the tuck rule again in this game.
Yeah.
You know, we get fucked. We get fucked by both sides of the tuck rule this time.
We get tucked on both sides. Just tucked over. Bill Callahan took over, got us to the Super Bowl. So that was our last winning, well, not our last winning season, but our last time we got deep into the playoffs was Bill Callahan in 2002, got to the Super Bowl, lost to John Gruden. Of course, that would happen to the Raiders because we always find, like, the NFL gods hate us. Norv Turner, which I feel like we're in a Norv Turner 2.0. Norv Turner, 9-23. Art Shell, remember that, 2-14. Got it to Jamarcus Russell. Lane Kiffin, 5-15. Tom Cable took over for him. Lane Kiffin was the last coach that Al Davis fired midseason, 4 games into his second season. You were there. No. You were there for Dennis Allen.
I was there for Dennis Allen, yes.
Yes, Lane Kiffin was what you said earlier. That was the projector.
Projector firing, yep.
Just cause.
Al Davis laid it out on the projector on why he was being fired for cause.
He said, listen up, class. This is what happens, and this is what gets you fired. Just cause. Cancel his, I'm not paying the rest of his contract. Get out of here. Tom Cable took over. He had I think he had a year and a half. He went 8-8. He went 8-8 his full season as head coach. Hugh Jackson came in. He looked good. We had bad defense, and that was with Chuck Bresnahan. Chuck Bresnahan was the coordinator of Bill with Bill Callahan in that Super Bowl year, but Chuck Bresnahan Part 2 didn't work out. We lost to the Chargers at the end of that season, which brought in the Broncos and Tim Tebow. But that wasn't coached. I think I had it wrong. That wasn't coached by McDaniels. That was actually coached by John Fox, I believe, that year. Dennis Allen comes in. We know what happened then. This is after Al Davis passed away. Mark Davis took over as the owner. Got in.
Al Davis died when Hugh Jackson was coach.
Hugh Jackson was the last coach that Al Davis hired, and he ended up passing away before that game against the Texans. We all remember that one in Texas, in Houston.
Where we won the game with only 10 men on the field.
Al Davis was on the field. Okay.
Al Davis was the 11th man.
The spirit of Al Davis, the fire that burns within.
With the interception to seal the game.
Yeah.
In the end zone.
By number 24. Another week 24, though. I'm forgetting his name, too. But he was 24.
I'm trying to think of it, too, and I'm fucking drawing a blank. God damn it.
Yeah. Oh, Huff. It was Huff.
Huff. That's it. Michael Huff. Yeah.
Dennis Allen gets fired.
That didn't pan out.
Yep, Dennis Allen did 2 years and 4 games, which was actually, not like we're trying to repeat history, but it was Dennis Allen's last year or last 4 games with the Raiders was Derek Carr's first season starting. Gets fired. Where did he get fired at again?
Coming out of London after losing to Miami, bad.
You were there for that.
I was there. Unfortunately, I flew all the way to London to watch that game.
Yeah.
That was the only. At the time I got those tickets, that was the only reason I was going to London was for that game.
Yeah.
We met a lot of nice people, and a lot of us were let fucking down.
Yeah.
I lost my voice before that game trying to scalp my tickets because I ended up with tickets in the black hole.
Sperano took over 9-3. What's not on here is Bisaccia. I'm sorry, 3-9. I wish 9-3. Del Rio took over, got us to the playoffs, but you know what happened? Carr broke his leg Christmas Eve against the Colts. Why was he still in there? We don't know. The one sack that Donald Penn gave up and ends up being
the one that ended every chance we had, because that was the season that not only we were the surprise and favored to go to the Super Bowl, but they were talking about Derek Carr as MVP of the NFL.
Over Tom Brady.
Over everybody.
Over everybody. John Gruden takes over, was building the team, started looking good in 2021, but then stuff happened, emails were found, and Bisaccia, whose name is not on here, because you
forgot.
I grabbed this off the internet and it didn't show it, but Bisaccia came in. He went 7-5. He went 7-5. The rest of the year, got us to the playoffs. Almost beat the eventual AFC champions of the Bengals in the playoffs. But then McDaniels came in. We are now in year 2, and I mean, if there is a hot seat, and let's say if Al Davis was here,
it's a different story. But we're not talking about Al Davis.
Al Davis would have fired him after that game.
When he lost the Bills like as bad as he did.
Yes. So
Al Davis would have done it in week 2. But because of what you saw with, in that clip, McDaniels is here for the rest of the season, at least.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, and I know it's probably going to be unpopular. I felt kind of proud to see our fucking owner barking back at the fans. You know what I mean? Justifying his decision for what he's doing. Be smart. All right? Use your head. What happens if
Captain Jack?
Fucking cut him this, right now? Hi, Captain. If we cut him right now, right? Week 5. We're conceding that we lost the season. We're giving up on the season. In all honesty, we're not. Do we have Bisaccia on the team?
No, Bisaccia, I think, is with Green Bay. I think he's coming in.
So, but we don't have anybody who can step up and do that right now. So you're basically saying we're done for the season. We're going to go for another high fucking draft pick, which, we do so well with our first round fucking draft picks. And now it's the speculation for the whole season on who the fuck the coach is going to be. Everyone's going to say who they want. Harbaugh, Dan Quinn, goddamn, I can't remember half the other fucking names said. But when it comes down to it, well, unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties there, Cap. I know you've known what that is, so we're on tonight. Anyway,
we're making it where it's an excuse that it's a Monday night game, so we pushed it a day after. So that's our excuse, and we're sticking to it.
Monday happens, we're going to push it another night again. So maybe be prepared for another Thursday night show, guys. Just saying. But it's good. Most owners are going to wait. Snub their nose, not even fucking go. I kind of like the fact of seeing the owner have some fucking balls and bark back to the fans and stand by his decision on what's going on. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Davis, I feel like he has to because he had the vote of confidence. He had the vote of confidence in McDaniels last season, and I feel like with everything, with the move and the fans not being in the stadium, or our fans not being in the stadium and all that, I feel like he has to address us fans and our displeasure and what we're seeing on the field. So I feel like he had to, argue, no, just basically he's saying, stay the course. Like, trust me, it's going to get better. That's how I feel like that was.
No, and I don't argue that. And then what's he going to do when it fucking gets better? Let's say,
But which side, Captain? But which side, Captain?
We want Raiders fans in our stadium, Cap. Raiders fans. Anyways, let's say McDaniels fucking pulls a fucking, rabbit out of his asshole and fucking pulls off fucking 6 straight wins. Then you're going to have Mark Davis saying, see, this is what I told you.
Yeah.
Granted, we got to see what the record is at the end of the season. But right now, yeah, he's just saving grace, whatever, going. And that's why I say we're stuck with McDaniels for the end of the season.
Yeah.
He's not getting fired mid-season.
I don't see anybody else that can. I mean, even if it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Even if we do get rid of him, then we have to start all over again because only McDaniels has that offense. So now we got to start all over again.
Yeah, Lombardi ain't going to be able to fucking run this offense.
No,
he's already showing signs that maybe he might not be that great of an offensive coordinator. Our best bet is to wait till the season's over when we could talk to other coaches, such as Captain said, he'd love to get Dan Quinn. We can't do shit with possible, coaches until the end of the season. So what's the point of firing him and basically letting the team down again, telling everybody, fuck it, we give up. We're just going to be we talked about that during the Steelers game, Captain. It was at least a sea of black. We like to see that. We just didn't like to see all that gold.
Yeah, all them towels, all them terrible towels. They look terrible out there.
But that's why they're called the terrible towels, because they look full of snot and fucking. Anyways,
booty juice.
There's Beetlejuice.
No, I didn't Beetlejuice. I said booty juice.
Oh, booty juice. Okay, I was about to say, because don't get me started on fucking something else. Anyways, it's fucking pointless to give in to fans, who are just upset right now, and just basically say, I give up. I mean, that's just showing that he has no plan. He has, anybody can fucking tell him what to do. Fuck, might as well hire me as a fucking consultant then. I can consult better than this shit.
I mean, I don't know.
The captain, the coach. He's the interim coach. Fuck it. He can do better.
Booty juice. I don't know if Jews have booty.
I feel you, Captain. I'm with you. We stand united.
I see you made me lose my train of thought here. I
have a tendency to do that to people.
Yeah, we're stuck. We're stuck with McDaniels, unfortunately or fortunately. I don't even know. I don't know. I guess it's one of those seasons where it's just like, let's see where it goes. I haven't lost hope, but I'm just like, okay.
I'm on his side as long as he keeps starting fucking O'Connell right now. The minute that changes, train, I might sing a different tune.
It's like the little track that goes around the Christmas tree. It's just, that's all you got. It's, I'm just here to be festive, not necessarily. We ain't going nowhere. That's what we're doing right now.
I'm just here to be a pretty face.
That's what we're doing right now. We're just trying to deliver packages around the tree. That's what we're doing. All right, let's okay. So let's speaking of back coaches back in the day and decisions being made. Let's go back to what happened in the game after seeing what Khalil Mack did to us. The 6 sacks, well, he was basically 7. They called the seventh one they called team, but it was still Mack. Mack just basically got 7 sacks. Did we make a mistake trading him in the first place to the Bears many years ago? Seems like it.
I'm gonna fucking say no. I'll be unpopular with this probably. Because I'm gonna say no. He did not want to be on the team. Okay, it reminds me of a few other players who do not fall into the category of once a Raider, always a Raider. Mac does, but other ones don't. He didn't want to play for Gruden. He didn't want to be on the fucking team. He was ready to hold out the whole fucking season.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was a mistake trading him. What were you talking about? This is his 5th game against us.
Yeah.
And this is the first time he affected the game. Every other time we were able to shut him down. Okay, look, right. I mean, sacks 0, 1, 3, 6. I mean, we basically shut him down, except for maybe that 2022, a little effective. I'll give that one. His first year as a Charger. But Mac was we shut him down. He was not effective against us. And actually, if we go back to that other, I believe we had the stat for his seat. Even as a Raider and everything. Once he left the Raiders, he started becoming ineffective. He went from double-digit sacks to single-digit sacks in a season. So no, I don't think it was a mistake. Yeah, this one right here. We're 8, 9, 6, 8, 6. I mean, fuck 6. I mean, he's probably gonna get double digits this year just because of us. But take that one out. I mean, when he was really effective, he was an Oakland Raider.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. His first year in Chicago. My bad. I guess give him that.
That was just the Raider that was still left in him because he held out that year. So it was. That's what that was. He had to prove it because he got the money and he got out.
Money, yeah. He
had to prove it.
But I mean, he's been ineffective against us. Even here, he was not the same player he was. So no, I think in the end, it wasn't a mistake. I know everybody wants to say he probably would have continued these numbers. Yeah, right now, could you imagine Mac and Crosby after we drafted Crosby? Oh yeah, that'd be a dream. But you know what? Yeah. Hindsight's fucking 2020 in that aspect. And I don't want if somebody don't want to be on the team, fuck them, go. Bye.
I mean, with the Mac trade, we got Josh Jacobs from one of those picks. So I guess it's, would you rather have Josh Jacobs or Khalil Mack? And I know this year it's starting off kind of bad with Josh Jacobs and the holdout and the contract and starting the season. These first 4 games. Let me slow it down. These first 4 games that we've played, we are 31st or 32nd in rushing offense. And let's take these 4 games out, like we can take last game of Khalil Mack out. Would you rather have Khalil Mack or would you rather have Josh Jacobs? I don't have his stats up, Josh Jacobs. Took that down. But Captain says I have two top jerseys for
50 who.
Yeah.
Will not wear them until he's no longer playing in the NFL. Retro Raider jersey, sorry. Don't want him with us. Jacobs panned out. The rest of the fuck knows. No, and I'm with Captain on that though. When it comes down to it, we have the Max Crosby. We as Gruden said when he traded him, it's hard to find somebody to replace, that position. Yes,
Yeah, a
we had
pass
it.
rusher. Yeah.
But we found our pass rusher.
Yeah, and Gruden drafted him.
We
Just throw
found
that
our
out
pass
there.
rusher. Running backs, they have such a short career,
Shelf life, yeah.
to have an effective running back. If we have the Josh Jacobs that we did last year, and his non-hurt years, I'll take Jacobs over Mac.
Yeah. And we're going into well, despite this 4 games with the slow start, but we're in
And those don't count, remember? They don't count.
yeah, they don't count yet. The season's not done yet, so it's incomplete. It's in the process. We're in Jacobs' prime, and to be the rushing leader last year, I mean, that's saying something. I know Mac had a lot of good, flashes. He had that one pick six against Cam Newton. He just picked. I know. We were like on the. They were like on the 3-yard line or whatever, but to snatch that ball off in the air and then just run it right there, that basically closed out the game against Cam Newton in that game. But so as an Oakland fan, Oakland A's and Oakland Raiders, in that time, they were in that area, in that time frame, there were 252s that got traded away from an Oakland team. Cespedes with the A's and Khalil Mack with the Raiders. Cespedes is the only trade where I was irritated with, because I'm all like, why? He wanted to be an A. He wanted to be an Oakland A, and Billy Bean traded him for a pitcher that was supposed to from the Red Sox. I'm forgetting his name, but he was supposed.
I know who you're talking about. He was a fucking closer who.
No. He was a starter. I think he was a starter.
No, I thought he was a closer who couldn't fucking close a goddamn game.
No, he was a starter. I forgot his name. He ended up winning the World Series a couple years after when they got rid of him. Well, he didn't stay with the team. It was basically renting out to him for like a couple months. I'm forgetting his name. And I can see him too. Like I can picture his face. He ended up giving up. He ended up giving up like 5 runs in that playoff game, because after Cespedes after they traded him away, our offense dipped. We had the best record in baseball, and our offense dipped and went from being first place in the AL West to
it was those home runs that he was fucking constantly getting in that stadium.
Yeah, and well, when you have Cespedes in there, him in there protects. You can't pitch around him because you had other hitters in there. But once he was out, pitchers weren't afraid to go after the other hitters, and we ended up going to the play-in wild card game. John Lester,
Lester, thank you.
Yeah, I knew it started with an L. I was like Linton, I don't know, but.
Thank you. Go ahead, finish your train of thought. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying is, we lost that playoff game. We ended up in the playing that 1 game wild card. I hate that 1 game wild card game.
Yeah,
and we ended up
shit in that.
Yeah, and we ended up losing that game, and that was it. And the A's haven't been nothing. I mean, flashes here and there. The COVID year, I don't really count, but yeah. So, but when
the Royals seem to be our fucking nemesis in that playoff 1 game playoff shit. Fucking
garbage.
Kansas City, I swear to God.
Garbage. I'm still mad about that trade. But when Khalil Mack got traded, I was like, okay, I guess whatever. I wasn't upset. Because he didn't want to be there.
On the team.
He wasn't in practice. I mean, he wasn't in training camp. He wasn't there. They did offer him a big contract that he turned.
And he literally said, I will sit out the whole fucking season if I have to.
Yeah.
He was prepared. And to your point, Captain, we did talk about Tyree Wilson. I thought this game was his best game to show up. He started being around the ball. We showed some clips of his tackling and everything. This was Wilson's definitely better game. I think this is showing what you and me have talked about, Cap, about week 8 being the key number here. And yes, I think Cooch has played well. I think Bilal stepped up. I think Tillery has stepped up until he gets injected, of course. And stepped up that second half. No, they shut him down the second half. 46 yards, total yards. Yes, it could still happen. I'm not giving up on this season yet, Cap. I'm not. Trust me. I'm on your side with this shit.
Okay, let's close this out. Would you take Khalil Mack back now after that game, or you think that was just a one-game fluke? We do have one more game to see if he can repeat that performance later in the season.
That's a tough one because the question is he just getting traded because of whatever, or does he really want to come back and play for the fucking Raiders?
Does he want to close out his career with the Raiders? We see him again week 15 in December on a Thursday night game.
Kansas City Christmas game.
At home, we got 2 night games in December for Christmas. Do I want him back? I mean, I don't want to give up nothing for him. If he leaves, the Chargers, and he says, "Hey, let me come back." Okay, whatever. Let's see if you can do the same thing.
Charles Woodson and his career with the team that drafted him.
Yeah, but Charles Woodson still wanted to be a Raider. Khalil Mack did not want to be a Raider. It's one of those things that if you come back, hey, that's cool. If not, hey, that's cool. I don't want to give up nothing for you. I don't want to trade for you. Yeah. So if you decide, hey guys, I want to come back. What happened back then in 2018? That's old stuff. Yeah, whatever.
That's in the past. But if you bring that back up, we were talking about earlier. I think we got a run right there of games that we can fucking win. The build momentum. I'm gonna bring it up real quick. Green Bay, New England, Chicago.
Yeah.
I think those are 3 games right there that are winnable.
Detroit will be tough. But the Giants and the Jets.
Winnable at this point, if we're talking about right now, before everything happens, I think that's winnable.
Yeah.
So that's 4 out of the next 5 games, let's say, right? Go 4-1, and that makes us 5-4.
Yeah, we just gotta be able to put these teams away, though. I don't like when we play against a weak team.
We have to finish the games, yes.
When we play against a weak team, we come out weak.
Yes.
Hold on, let's go.
Not if we start O'Connell, God damn it.
Let's go into your favorite topic. Let's talk about the refs, man. Let's talk about the refs.
Fucking refs.
Grading the officiating. You want to play the clip of our lowlights and highlights?
Highlights, yeah. The refs highlights.
Yeah, refs highlights. That was a great sack by Mac. Wow, that was a great sack by God. Let's do it live.
With Wilson right there, but fucking Long had to fuck it up. He thought he was an offensive lineman, or what'd you call it? Offensive linebacker?
Offensive linebacker. Don't know which way I want to stand, but here we are.
That was he was pushed clearly.
Yeah, so that was a call for us. So we'll say right now it's a push. But let's keep going.
They got 2 right. Long was offsides.
Yeah. I don't care. It went against us.
And then this
Boom!
one here, I think should have been the penalty. I'll give the penalty, but the ejection was bullshit.
A little too much there, huh?
I honestly think Herbert said something about his mama the game, the night before or something, or maybe the last time he was on the team. Who knows? We don't know the history there. Look, the ejection was bullshit. We'll show you the other penalties on here. There should be 3 fucking players on the Chargers that should have been.
I'm about to go old school. Do you remember that movie? I think it was Wildcats with Goldie Hawn as the head coach.
Oh no!
It was the head coach of the team,
yeah.
And they went and they.
How do you get fucking offensive pass interference when you're covered by 3 fucking guys?
Well, I was gonna say there was that scene when they busted his car up, the defensive tackle, and they said that they did it, the other team did it, so he was over there just ripping people's heads off. That's probably what happened. They tried to get him fired up, and he went a little bit too much.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking of Kathy Ireland in Necessary Roughness movie. That's the one I was thinking of right there.
Tillery was waiting to clock him for all the times he couldn't with the Chargers. Yeah, because he always had the red shirt in practice. You can't touch the quarterback. Can't touch the quarterback. That one, who
This
calls
one
the
right here.
offense?
I mean, how
Oh, yeah.
come there's no ejection right there? At least Samuels, if not fucking those two, and then the guy who comes in and fucking finishes the goddamn wrestling move.
Wait, the one with Goldie Hawn as the head coach, captain? I thought that was Wildcats. I don't know, because Asylum was referring to another movie, too. Yeah, that right there, WWE style, like you said earlier, Jackson can get away with headhunting against Myers in the game against the Broncos, but that's fair. And then they go kick out Tillery.
That one was, I mean, to me, he hit him in the fucking front. He didn't hit him, from behind.
Yeah.
But that one could go either way, I guess. Here. I mean, if you look at it right there, he hit him from the front. I don't get that clip, whatever the fuck they called it. And then this one here, they called the same thing on goddamn Jacoby Myers, and they squared up and fucking went shoulder to shoulder.
Okay, I get you, Captain. I got it confused. That was also the one with I'm forgetting his name. He played quarterback from Cheers.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting his name. Harrison. I'm forgetting his name. He looked like Jeff George in that movie too. Yeah. So let me go first. And that 50-yard fucking pass at the end of the game was the same push off that they flagged Myers on, but there was two other push offs that the Chargers did that did not get fucking called either. Let me go first. I'm gonna give this. Let's hold on. Let's show who these people are. Let's show who these people are. Where is that? I got it.
Okay.
Hussey, John Hussey, you hussy. I'm giving you a F, a D minus. I'll give you a D minus because there was some calls they gave to us, but not passing. D minus. D minus. What do you give Asylum? How do you feel about this about this officiating crew? How do you feel about Hussey?
I'm giving him a flat out fucking F. If I give him anything lower, I would. In fact, I've got him right here. And I think I need to show them how to be able to throw a fucking flag. You see this little yellow thing here? You're supposed to pull it out and fucking throw it. And then, not because you fucked up, you fucking do it again. And if your arms don't work, fucking use your legs. And then the other one. And then fuck that bullshit. I'm done. When it comes down to it, if I could have ripped him apart, I'd have ripped his ass apart. I mean, I can't believe I got to show a red. I mean, fucking Bill Belichick threw a fucking red flag better than these refs threw a fucking flag.
I don't remember all the. I remember the two names, the two movies I'm getting mixed up, but Captain got me. He knows where I was going with. Captain says, "Did you say is that an A?" Oh wait, Z. There's more to this. A Z minus to bottom of the alphabet. I'm all like, he gives him a.
Fucking great. I'll give it to him too, Captain. Right now, I got Hussey's head mounted. I'm gonna get it mounted and put on my fucking wall.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I know he's a wrestler, but I swear to goddamn, I'm gonna give him a elbow.
Elbow, knock the head off. But no, hey, you can't do that, Kay. You might
head opener, right? Instead of the helmet, his fucking head's gonna come off.
You can't do that. You might get a flag. You might get a flag.
Oh no!
Unnecessary roughness. They might eject you out this game right now. Okay.
That's how you fucking whistle.
All right, let's closing out this game. Let's go into the game we got coming up, Monday Night Football. in our stadium. Hopefully, we will show up as fans and not have a whole bunch of cheeseheads out there. Maybe that should have been our debate question. We don't have one tonight, but what's your favorite cheese? I don't know, but we're gonna have them coming in. The Packers are coming in. This is a Charles Woodson game because he played for both sides. But Charles Woodson whiskey is brought to you, or is a proud sponsor of the Los Angeles, Oakland, Las Vegas, Madagascar Raiders. So, with that said, let's look at the head-to-head history between the two. We are currently on an 8-game losing streak, and we don't play the Packers like that. They are in the NFC, but the last time we beat the Packers was in 1987, before my sister was born. So that's a long time ago. No, I'm not calling my sister old. I'm older than her. But we haven't won a game against the Packers. We haven't won a game against the Packers in 8 tries, going back to the 80s, going back to 1987. So, and we also have the only thing other than that is we played them in the Super Bowl II, against the Lombardi Packers.
The Lombardi Packers, yep.
The Lombardi Packers.
We got a Lombardi on the team. I think we're fucking cursed.
Well, we're trying to get a Lombardi at the end of the season, so it is what it is. Reagan was the president the last time we beat the Pack. Or Bush. Either or, I think taxes went high that year. If it was Reagan or Bush, right? Also, I didn't put this in there, but also, side note, brother versus brother, the Carlson brothers are both kickers. Our kicker, their kicker. There's a little nugget right there for you guys. That's the real tie. And then also, of course, Devontae Adams came from the Packers, traded over to us to be with Derek Carr, his college teammate. Now he has another 4. Hopefully, will be thrown to him this week against the Packers. But let's go into the highlights. Do you have the highlights ready?
No, I don't. I was actually trying to search something. My bad.
Okay, I'll get it. Let's look at the Packers game on Thursday night versus, oh, you got it right there, versus the Lions. Now, the Lions started off slow in this game. It looked like a competitive game in the beginning with that interception. But as you can see, that eventually this was a lopsided game.
It was Reagan, Cap.
Yeah. It was Reagan? You looked it up?
It was Reagan. It was Reagan. Well, I don't think it's going to be quite mobile for the next game.
Let's do a little commercial here. Captain Jack is selling tickets for this Monday night game near the tunnel, near the where the Raiders come out. So if you want, or if you are interested in buying tickets from Captain Jack, go hit up Captain Jack. Hit up Captain Jack. He has good seats. I haven't seen him, but I have seen him on TV, and he does show up on TV a lot. So, and he's right down there where the Raiders come out. So if you do want tickets, come see Captain Jack on his
Facebook.
On his Facebook.
Oh, 1 ticket. He has 1 ticket.
One ticket.
Our bad, Captain. There's a ticket available to sit next to Captain and a chance to get on TV with the Captain.
With the Captain.
Watch the game and listen to him swear and be the Captain that we all know and love. If you can't get hold of Captain, you get hold of me or Oakland Radio Savage here, and we can get in contact with Captain for you and get everything going.
Yes, we will bring you to the Captain, and he will, well, like the Godfather, make him an offer he can't refuse. I got that movie right. I haven't seen it yet, but I do know the parts to it. I know I haven't. That's the one mafia movie I haven't seen.
My little friend.
I saw that one. I've seen Scarface. I've seen Goodfellas. I've seen Casino. I've seen The Irishman, the one that came out a couple years ago, which was a good movie. I liked it. I haven't seen The Godfather yet, so that is on my list of mafia movies that I need to watch. Oh, I need to complete. But anyways, off topic.
Back to the game.
Back to the game. I mean, if we can do this, I think we'll be able to get through this offensive line and get in Jordan Love's face. Like we said earlier, I don't know if
rush passes. I think we could. I honestly think this is still a winnable game for us.
Yes.
If our offense, if we could start O'Connell, and if we start O'Connell, get the offense moving, the defense doing what the defense has been doing, we can get this game.
Yeah, and I would like to see O'Connell. I mean,
was that
it
a
looks
captain for your show, or what are you? What is it? Are you fucking kidding me for? What's like your show?
I think with the I think we should give O'Connell another chance. I mean, another shot. Get him out there. If Jimmy Garoppolo, he's still in concussion protocol, and it's Thursday, and I know they got the extra day because they play on Monday. But I think I want to see what he can do, bounce back, especially against this team. I mean, like you said, this is a winnable game. It's at home. Hopefully, it's at least 50-50 Raider fan. At least, come on, man. We can't be doing silent counts on our own home field. TJ Watt had made fun of us on that on the post-game comments. But, this team is beatable. And right here, I mean, they got some big play abilities, but this team is beatable. And I know, wait, I got to put it back on. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, and I don't want to watch because it'll be on TV, like on with commercials. I'm trying to think of the station that'll be on. I don't want to watch it with commercials. I want to watch it unedited, bad language, blood, and the horse and the. I know there's the horse and the. I want to, and I know they even got the one that they come out where it's all in like the timeline of the. All three movies, but they edited it out like in the timeline of the story. So I do want to watch it. It's on my list, and I feel bad that I said it out loud. I should have kept that to myself, but oh well.
You pissed off the captain with that one.
You know what? I'm getting all these movies mixed up anyway, so I don't care. I admitted it. I haven't seen the movie yet. It's okay. It is what it is. I still got time. I will find it. I will watch it, and then I will reference it.
You better hurry up before they make a fucking remake and ruin it.
I know. Space Jam. So
that's because they didn't put Michael back in that one. That's the only reason why that one flopped.
That was garbage.
Keyword flop.
So I mean, the Lions. I mean, they had Jared Goff. He's a Super Bowl quarterback. Didn't win, but he's a Super Bowl quarterback. Jared Goff got
out this year. I mean, the Lions are a surprise team this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're building off of last year when they almost got to the playoffs last year. They won the playoffs last year, right? They almost got there.
I believe so.
Yeah, they were right there. I think they had to beat Aaron Rodgers, and they ended up losing late. But I mean, like you said, this is a beatable team. We can get pressure on Love. We can force them.
Don't let their record fool you. They got lucky because Carr got hurt. And yes, I said his name. Derek fucking Carr. All right, for all the people who want to be bullshit, whatever. I'm not playing that bullshit. We can't say his name. Derek Carr got hurt, and they were able to come back and beat the Saints for their first win. That's the only reason why they're 2-1.
2-2.
Oh, no, didn't they lose this game?
Yeah, they lost this game.
I'm sorry, 2-2. You're right. You're right. My bad. Yes, I forgot what week we're in. My bad. Yes.
Yeah.
At this point, they were only that's why they're 2-2. They should really be 1-3.
Yeah, I mean, even what they got the Vikings who are not been that great. Who else is in the north? Detroit. Detroit's in the north. Yeah, Detroit's in the north. And there's one more team that is escaping me. Captain says the Lions are not a surprise. The Lions have been like we saw them last. Well, not we saw them last year, but the Lions are building on what they from what they looked like last year, building on that momentum. Here are the stats from the Packer game that they played. Jordan Love went 23 for 36 for 246 yards. It's not bad. He had one touchdown, but he had two interceptions.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get that too.
We a lot of the teams that we played, the previous game before, the running game hasn't been strong going into our game. And like this one right here, Aaron Jones, 5 carries for 18 yards. So I mean, they were more in the air, probably because they had to play from behind. Romeo Daubs, 9 receptions.
That's a big number.
5. So we need to capitalize on that and get some sacks. I'm gonna call it. Tyree Wilson gets his first sack this Monday night against our semi-home crowd.
I'm gonna go you one better. 2 sacks.
2 sacks for the rookie. He's like, am I a bust? Am I a bust now?
He's heard all this talk. He's starting to feel good after this last game. I think he balls out and fucking gets the love twice.
And then you have the Packers defense who gave up 211 yards on the ground. Could this be a game where Josh Jacobs breaks out and shows 2022 Jacobs? So this is a win.
Part of this, Captain. If we play to our potential,
we've been saying it over and over. This is a winnable game. We can do it. We just better not play down to their level. We need to start being more consistent on offense and continue to build what we've been building on defense. We got to put this game away early in our stadium. That's what we got to do. Let's look at the injury report. Let me zoom it in for me to see. Devontae Adams is questionable with that shoulder injury. Jacorian Bennett, he got the hamstring, the shoulder. It's probably questionable. Mascroft is going to... Adams and Crosby are going to play. I don't care what it says. They're going to play.
I agree with you.
Jimmy G is still probably like a 60-40, 60 not playing, 40. He'll come out of concussion protocol. But
no. Come on. If you're religious, start fucking praying now. Let's get O'Connell to start. I hate to say that, but I want no excuses. I want O'Connell to start.
How about let's give Jimmy G an extra week to recuperate, and let's put in the rookie. Let's think positive. Let's say positive things. Nate Hobbs has the ankle injury. Malcolm Kuntz has a groin, and David Long, who found himself offsides, but still came back and made some plays. He has an ankle injury. That is who is injured. And on the Packers side, they have half the roster on here. Now they have who on here? Who on here is Watson, the receiver with a hamstring? Most likely he'll play.
They're running back with a hamstring.
Yeah, but they most likely will play. The quarterback seems to be healthy. That means we could take him out.
Yeah, well. We can. We got Tillery.
Captain also says he agrees with us. He says, play O'Connell. So, let's go to...
I said this, and I'll say it again. I want a fucking quarterback controversy right now. O'Connell needs a ball out, and I want hard decisions. I want a quarterback controversy. O'Connell or Garoppolo. And I say O'Connell all the way.
And I guess I said this, I think last week, I said it, that it's just, I don't know if this is bad luck for Garoppolo, but, coming to the Raiders thinking he's going to be the starter, gets hurt again. We knew that was going to happen because it happens. He hasn't played a full season in 6-7 years. It's like deja vu. It's in the words of Yogi Berra, it's deja vu all over again. Hold on, we didn't go through. Before we go through the keys, let's run through the scores of the NFL, and then we'll go into where. Hold on, take the banner or take the comment down so we can see.
Oh, sorry, I got it.
The full.
There you go.
All right, let's run it through. As we just saw, Lions beat the Packers 34-20 on Thursday Night Football. We get the Packers this week on Monday Night Football. The Jaguars continue. Well, they didn't do well last week, but they come back. They beat the Falcons 23-7. The Rams are, in a way, a surprising. Huh?
In overtime.
And even though they won the Super Bowl a couple years back, they're considered a surprise team because everyone thought they weren't going to be that great. They win again, 29-23 against the Colts. The Ravens bounce back and beat the Browns 28-3. The Vikings get a win against the Panthers, 21-13.
Yeah,
The Bengals are struggling. They lose to the Titans 27-3. Baker Mayfield beats the Saints 20.
Now, did Derek Carr play in this game?
I believe Derek Carr played in this game 26-9. The Dolphins lose to the Browns. That was a heavyweight match right there. I wish that was a primetime game we all could have seen. Well, it was on TV, but it was like an early game.
Hey, but weren't they in London?
No, they weren't in London. I think that was the Jaguars and Falcons were in London.
Okay.
I don't think that they weren't in London. They were in Buffalo.
Wasted all their scoring last game.
Yeah, yeah, and the Bills went and dropped the 40 on them. Bills dropped almost 50 on him. The Bears almost beat the Broncos, couldn't close the deal. Broncos get their first win, 31-28. The Commanders lose to the Eagles. The Eagles stay undefeated, 34-31.
In a close game, though. I mean, that's a close game. I didn't expect the Commanders to play as well as they did in that game.
Yeah, the Eagles snuck out with that victory. The Texans beat the Steelers. That was sad to see. A rookie quarterback beating the Steelers 30-6. The team that we saw beat us. They couldn't even score a touchdown. Texans and C.J. Stroud looking good. I think he threw like another 300-yard game. And of course, we lose to the Chargers 24-17. The Niners continue to be undefeated. Also, they beat the Cardinals. That was a divisional game, but the Cardinals are like the Cardinals beat the Dallas Cowboys last week, but then come out and they couldn't continue it against the Niners. Niners win. The Cowboys destroy the Patriots. That's what should have been. The Jets gave the Chiefs a good game, but Wilson throws an interception at the end of the game, and Mahomes threw like 2 interceptions. A Taylor Swift game. Taylor Swift wins, beats the Jets 23-20, and the Seahawks show the Giants stop playing on night games because I think on Monday night games, the Giants only scored 3 points in the 2 games they played. Seahawks beat the Giants 24-3, which goes and takes us to our the AFC West standings. Show the AFC West standings. We drop down to 3rd place, of course, because we lose the tiebreaker against the Chargers. We are now 1-2. I'm sorry, we are now 1-1 in the division. Chargers are the only team now left undefeated in the division. They are in 2nd place. The Chiefs with the better record overall, 3-1. They're still in 1st place, and the Broncos get their first, like we said, their first victory. So we are above them with the tiebreaker because we beat them in the beginning of the season. Week 1, 17-16. Week with an A in it. 1. I want to see some scoring. That's what I want to see. I want to see us crack 20 points.
More than 17 fucking points.
Let's go into the keys of the game. I'll go first. My keys to the game. No, me.
I did
All right.
have you.
Keys to the game. Protect the quarterback. We need to protect the quarterback. O'Connell, most likely. I'm putting it out there. O'Connell should play. Protect the quarterback. Get some guy, get a chip off anybody on the end who's making plays. Let's get better play. Better blocking for our quarterback. Number two, let's capitalize on the good defensive play. The defense is playing good these last couple of weeks, good enough to keep us in the game. We just need to capitalize on the defense, stopping the offense, getting us good play, um, getting us good field positioning, and yeah, keep us in the game. And this is for the coaching. Let's make better adjustments. Let's make better play calling. Don't make us all confused on what was going on. Like we said, going for a field goal at the end of the Steeler game and going for a pass, first down, 2 minutes and 38 seconds left of the fourth quarter, inside the 5. Let's make better decisions. Coaching. Those are my keys to the game. Asylum, what are your keys to the game?
My first is show up for prime time. It's a
Monday
prime
Night
time
Football.
game. Monday Night Football. Show up. Be prepared to play, to put on a fucking show. Like we were talking about. Offense. They scored some fucking points. Offense needs to help the defense out by scoring some points, keeping them off the field. Time of possession, long drives, and scoring some fucking points. So 1 and 2 go, kind of go hand in hand. And third and Renfro. Fucking use them. We have a third fucking wide receiver that could affect the game just as much as Adams, just as much as Myers. We need more than 2 fucking catches and 13 fucking yards.
Yeah, throw the tight end in there too.
Okay, we could throw the tight end in there. But, third and Renfro, I mean.
Yeah, we got to get him going. We got to get him going.
Huh?
We got to get him going, Renfro. We got to get him going.
We keep talking about Jacobs, get Jacobs going, but we need to get Renfro going.
Yeah.
Get these trade talks fucking out of the fucking thing and get him used. Great middle of the field, awesome, runs after the catch. And just, utilize Renfro. We proved we could utilize Adams. We proved we could utilize Jacobs, in the passing game. We proved we could utilize Myers. So now let's prove that we can utilize Renfro.
Yeah. That's what we need to do. We need to get Renfro going, make him a threat again. And, that could possibly open up for the tight ends. Let's see the offense that we were promised. I don't want to say let's look like the Patriots, but tight ends and the slot receiver. Let's get them going. We need to see this offense open up, not be so predictable. We're playing against the Packers, who are probably like us, like that team that's still trying to find out our identity, trying to figure out what we are as a team, as a unit. So do you have any predictions for this game? I said Tyreek gets his first sack. You say he'll come out multiple sacks.
Multiple sacks. I give him 2 sacks. I think the defense keeps doing what they're doing. I think the offense, if
O'Connell starts,
I think this is that game. His breakout game. The offense's breakout game here. If O'Connell starts.
Do you predict that this will start a quarterback controversy? He'll bounce back.
If O'Connell wins, it's a guaranteed quarterback controversy.
I think if we just get by, I think Garoppolo will start the first once he's cleared. But if O'Connell can light up the stats, 2 touchdown passes, just looks comfortable back there, That'll
O'Connell,
start
350 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and runs in for another touchdown.
runs in for another touchdown. Hey, if that's the case, quarterback controversy, then we'll have something to debate about next week. Garoppolo versus. Hold on, let's do this.
Garoppolo versus O'Connell. I don't want to say AOC. O'Connell.
So
Who will start and who is going to be the backup? Most likely, it's not going to be Hoyer. I'm sorry, Hoyer.
I'm sorry, Hoyer. I didn't mean to do that to you.
Oh,
All right.
And let's hope that we don't have to have another episode where the refs are involved into the game because it might get ugly.
In the words of Bob Barker, make sure you keep your referee spayed and neutered. Do you have a prediction? Do you have a score prediction?
No, I think this one's going to be tough. I mean, there's a chance it's going to be a close game, field goal game. Either way, another one score loss or another one score win. I think we squeak out this win. I do think we get this win on Monday night. But as far as predicting the score, I don't know, 27-24.
I hope that this is a game where McDaniels feels in his mind with us, the fans, that his seat is getting hot, that maybe that fire that burns brightest will light a fire in his keister. I have family that watches it. I can't curse like that because my mom might say something.
If I don't swear, people will think I'm sick. So, light a fire under his ass.
Light a fire. Maybe with that torch. Well, it's a fake fire, so maybe that's a bad example. Have him sit on the Oakland torch, which is over there at the practice facility in Henderson.
We need to bring back the original torch. Just for this game.
Yeah, everyone gets sick from fire, smoke exhaust.
Hey, propane burns clean. It's okay.
Propane and propane accessories. Well, I want to say that I want to see a 28-3 Raiders. Ooh. I want to see them put them away, put them cheese hats away. This is not, we're not serving cheese out here with our Woodson wine. With our Woodson wine, with our Woodson bourbon. We're not, no wine and cheese. Bourbon's coming out, not the wine, because Woodson does have the wine. Interception wine. Get yours at a local store out there in Vegas because they don't have it out here in the Bay Area. But
I can't get that shit nowhere.
Hey Woodson, can you endorse us too?
Yeah, I know, huh? Somebody needs to get to Woodson. We'd love to get an endorsement. Get up all of your whiskey. I'll even drink it on the damn show. I'll drink it on the show. I'm a bourbon whiskey kind of guy, so I would gladly love to have a few shots of your beautiful and tasty whiskey on the show.
You sound like you're trying to get Raider famous.
Maybe just a little bit.
All right.
There's a reason why we do this, and we're just not. We're not trying to trick people or anything. We'll just let you know what we're trying to do.
Yeah, there are no smoke and mirrors here. So, anyways, I know this show, to produce this show is not easy, especially when you're forced to do overtime like we do in our actual real jobs. It's our first season. We will get a set time. We get a set system. But check us out. Find us most likely on Wednesdays. Today was an exception. Most likely at 5 p.m. That's what we shoot for, but probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. This is a later show because it's Monday Night Football, so I'm using that excuse. Go to the channel. Go and Shameless
Go to our
plug.
YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe. Help make us Raider famous. Please.
Help us help you, and then maybe we can help you become Raider famous in the cage match. In the cage match.
And maybe, just maybe, we can get an official cage match.
Yes.
Going. You know, a special
There are plans.
show.
We do have big plans for the show. We're just trying to build a foundation. You know,
Yep.
start a little foundation. Meaning like we'll take donations for the foundation. Raider Nation. All the Asians.
Sponsorships.
Not the Asians.
We'll take it. Doesn't have to be Woodson. We'll take any sponsorships we can get.
Yeah. Hey,
We'll
who
plug you left and right.
Well, okay, calm it down. What's Hey, John Gruden, we'll put you on the show. It's okay. This internet connection is safe. There will be no leaking of emails on here. Anyways, with that said, I think we better win this game against the Packers. We need to win this game.
Yeah, we need this win. We need it.
I don't like to say that we're playing for third place in our division because we can aim higher. It's still early in the season, but let's just one game at a time. Like you said, we have a small little stretch where we can come back up at least to 500 in our record. But let's just get this game.
We can be better in the next 5 weeks. We can be better than 500.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Just like Nike says, just do it.
Woo! Let's do it. We started too late. Anyways, with that said, let's go out the way we go out with Coach Milt, Coach Wallace for me, Raider Milt. But Raiders, let's go. Let's beat the Packers, okay? I'm tired of this. Let's go. We need to win. We need to win big. Let's get past 20 points.
And give us some highlights. Give us some highlights.
Any last words? Any last words, Asylum?
Just give us some highlights. Go out there, do what we need to do, and show everybody that it's not potential, that this is what we can do.
Come on, Raider fans. Let's get out there in the stadium. I can't afford to be out there. That's part of the big problem, probably. Let's go out there and cheer for our team. Let's go, Raider Nation. And the way we say it, the way we go out with Raider Milt, Coach Wallace, for me, rest in peace. Know your history. Let's go out with the exit message. All right, Asylum. Monday Night Football. Let's get that win.
Let's get that win. Raiders.
Have any fights this week? Oh man, we got.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.